Well, that's right, Brian. As residents here in the town of West are trying to put their lives back together, they did come together in prayer today to not only pray for the victims and their families, but to give thanks to God. But not every church service this morning took place inside.
Our God, sing with me how great.
You can worship God anywhere. It doesn't matter where you are.
And all will see how great.
And so it was in that spirit, members of the First Baptist Church in West held Sunday services in this field.
I'm just happy because this is our family. Our church is our family.
No one has been allowed back here at the First Baptist Church, which is still beyond the police perimeter. It sustained damage during the explosion. At the time, services were being held.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
It honestly felt like an earthquake.
Kendall Tyra was helping with the youth service.
It happened so rapidly, and our main concern was just the kids.
No one was hurt at church.
God says that He will be our strength when we are weak.
Others here recalled their own close calls. Whitney Carter says she and her 15-month-old daughter, Callie, just walked out of their home's living room into a hallway when the blast destroyed much of everything around them.
God put us right there because if we were still in the living room, there's no windows, there's no ceilings, there's no anything in the living room. And so the hallway, we were safe.
She was so very thankful this morning when we talked to her. Now, over at St. Mary's Church of the Assumption, the Bishop of the Catholic Diocese of Austin, Joe Vasquez, presided over Mass and brought a condolence message from Pope Francis. But it was perhaps one pastor today who spoke for the entire town when he told his followers nothing is going to be like what we're used to for a long time. We're live in West. Jack Fink, CBS 11 News.
Definitely some difficult times. Jack, thank you for that live report. The firefighters and first responders who died in the plant explosion in West will be remembered this week. Officials announced today a memorial service is scheduled for Thursday at 2 p.m. at the Farrell Center on the campus of Baylor University in Waco. Early this morning, crews began removing other chemical tanks at the plant. Officials said yesterday a tank on the explosion site was leaking and causing small fires. The leaks were triggered by heat. Union Pacific is also starting to repair the railroad track leading to the plant. Well, before heading into the ballpark in Arlington, baseball fans took time to donate blood. The Rangers and Carter Blood Care teamed up to put on the blood drive to help residents in West. Many fans showed up to support the cause.
We've had enough sorrow here since 9/11 to make anybody want to do something, you know, for families.
Well, I think it's a good idea. Any way you can help out some families like that, you need to do it. You never know, it can happen to you.
In addition to today's blood drive, the Rangers say they raised thousands of dollars in gift cards and also $40,000 in cash throughout this weekend's series. Be sure and stay with CBS 11 as we continue to follow the recovery process in West. And for the very latest information, you can always go to our website, cbsdfw.com. We've got some breaking news now to get to. We've learned another victim of the April 11th deadly bus crash in Irving has died. The Dallas County Medical Examiner's Office tells us 82-year-old Alice Stanley succumbed to her injuries. She was a passenger on the bus that crashed on the way to an Oklahoma casino a week and a half ago. We'll have more information about this coming up tonight at 10. Well, investigators are looking into the past of the two brothers who police say planned and executed the Boston Marathon bombings. Police say it could have been much worse. Adriana Diaz is in Boston with the latest.
Investigators are collecting evidence at crime scenes in Boston and Watertown, Massachusetts. Sources say 19-year-old Johar Tsarnaev will likely be charged in connection to the Boston Marathon bombings early this week. Investigators say they realized the terror wasn't over after the shootout that killed Tsarnaev's older brother, Tamerlan, early Friday.
Based upon the evidence explosive ordnance that was unexploded and the firepower that they had, that they were going to attack other individuals.
Police captured Johar Tsarnaev in a boat in a backyard in Watertown. Investigators say he has serious injuries to his leg and neck and may have tried to kill himself. Tsarnaev is being treated here at Boston's Beth Israel. Officials say a special interrogation team is ready to question him when his condition improves. Investigators are combing through the brothers' lives to try to determine a motive. In 2011, the FBI questioned Tamerlan about possible links to radical Islam. Representative Mike Rogers is the chairman of the House Intelligence Committee. He says Tamerlan may have traveled overseas using an alias before the attack.
That's probably where he got that final radicalization to push him to commit acts of violence.
On the first Sunday since the attacks, people gathered to pray. Cardinal Sean O'Malley says Boston needs to keep the spirit of community alive.
We must be people of reconciliation, not revenge.
Hundreds attended other interfaith gatherings for spiritual guidance as Boston prepares to reopen the area around the marathon bombings. In Boston, Adriana Diaz, CBS 11 News.
Former President Bush speaks out about the library soon to open in his honor, and hundreds of people panic when shots ring out at a pro-marijuana rally. And Jeff Ray, you're watching the weather. Not so bad today.
Not so bad today, and even warmer tomorrow. Then the cold air comes back. We'll have that forecast coming up.
Denver police say 2 people were shot yesterday at a massive marijuana celebration. The rally was held to mark the counterculture holiday 420, also known as the pot holiday. Both victims are expected to be okay, but the gunshots caused panic and sent thousands running. The annual pot celebration was expected to be a draw this year, as Colorado recently passed laws legalizing marijuana for recreational use. The dedication ceremony of the George W. Bush Presidential Center in Dallas is just days away, and for the first time, we're hearing what the former president thinks about the library. USA Today reports that the former president told them in a phone interview that the center is, quote, a place to lay out the facts. The September 11, 2001 terrorist attacks are featured prominently throughout the museum. The library will open on the campus of Southern Methodist University. Well, we're live at the DFW airport where sequestration cuts are set to hit air traffic controllers tomorrow. How it may affect North Texas travelers. Well, if you're planning to fly soon, you may want to check your flight before you head to the airport. Passengers could experience major delays, and it has nothing to do with the weather or equipment problems. CBS 11's Andrea Lucia is live at DFW International Airport to explain. Andrea?
Well, many travelers here say they got an email from American Airlines warning that those delays could start today. The FAA said this past week it would begin to furlough its 47,000 employees because of budget cuts mandated by the government sequester. The furloughs will reduce the number of air traffic controllers working at any given time by 10%. The FAA warned that shortage could cause delays nationwide, which could stretch for more than an hour at some airports. Today, though, things seem to be running smoothly. Right now, DFW is showing about 14 delayed flights. Only 3 of those flights are delayed by more than an hour. Nationwide, only a handful of airports, Fort Lauderdale, Orlando, and San Francisco, are showing significant delays, and those delays are being blamed on some bad weather and a closed runway. Now, keep in mind, this is not a busy travel period, and the furloughs have been scheduled through the end of September, so its effects could become more visible as we get into that busy summer travel season. And American Airlines and other airlines are asking passengers to play it safe and check your flight status before you leave home for the airport. Reporting live at DFW, Andrea Lucia, CBS 11 News.
Andrea, thanks, but let's hope it doesn't get to that. Time now to talk about our weather with meteorologist Larry. Geez Louise. Meteorologist Jeff Ray. I'll get it straight here in a minute. And it's a beautiful day to fly if you were going somewhere, at least in our area.
And not only in our area, but really the weather's been fine in most areas of the United States. Not a lot of travel woes until you get to the Central Plains. But let's first take a look outside. And it's just gorgeous weather, as Shara was mentioning. I mean, temperatures in the upper 60s, low 70s, a little bit of a breeze, but not bad. Some cloud covers moved back in. We're 69 in Mineral Wells, 71 downtown. In Fort Worth, you see some cloud cover kind of hanging around right now. Lows tonight with a southeast wind aren't going to be too bad. It'll be 56 in Fort Worth, 55 in Dallas, 51 in Denton. It'll be 47 in Gainesville, 46 in Sherman, so a little bit cooler along the Red River counties, a little bit warmer as we get onto the Edwards Plateau, 59 in Breckenridge for an overnight low. And then highs tomorrow should be a little bit warmer. We've got the south-southeast wind that will be really picking up as we get into the afternoon hours. Get into the upper 70s tomorrow, 80 degrees out to the west. These were the highs today across Texas, in the 70s, even in the 80s as you got into the Big Bend area. And then these were the highs today up north. They were staying in the 30s. Well, that cold air gets here on Tuesday. So on Tuesday morning, we start in the 60s. And then when we get into the afternoon, it's dropping down into the 50s. Now, this frontal passage is not going to produce a lot of rain as it comes through. It's going to come through in the early morning hours. But as it dives down further south, we'll have some air, some warm, moist air riding over that cold pool of air at the surface. So we're going to have a cloudy, cold Monday, and then we get into Monday night and into Tuesday. I'm sorry, we get into Tuesday night into Wednesday. Then we're going to get this rain Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, and that is going to be just absent of thunderstorm activity, mostly just light rain around, but much cooler. So Tuesday is that dramatic day where we start warm and end up cold by afternoon. There's that better chance of rain as we get into Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, and then a cold day on Wednesday, only in the 60s for a high, but we warm up. The next chance of thunderstorms on Friday, next weekend looking warm and dry.
All right, Jeffrey, thank you, and we'll be right back. And don't forget to look for Jeffrey and I on our social media. You can find us on the internet. We'll be back in a moment. Well, if you haven't made it out to the Main Street Fort Worth Arts Festival, there's still time. It runs until 8 o'clock tonight. CBS 11's Stephanie Lucero and Joel Thomas were out there today. The festival is free and features music, artists, food, and lots of fun and goodies. The kids can enjoy arts and crafts, face painting, and also rock wall climbing. You can look for more information on our website at cbsdfw.com. You couldn't ask for better weather.
No kidding.
To have that festival.
They couldn't have had better weather for the weekend.
Let's say it's going to continue.
Yeah, one more day. We'll be in the upper 70s on Monday. Then a very strong cold front arrives Tuesday morning, and temperatures drop through the day. We're going to have a small chance of rain, mostly light rain, with that all the way into Wednesday morning, and then a chance for some strong thunderstorms Friday afternoon. But it looks like it'll be dry and warm next weekend.
Yeah, a very spring-like week is what it looks like.
Yeah, we're going to have a little bit of a cool down, then, of course, this time of year, then a big rapid warm up.
All right, so thank you, and thank you for joining us. We'll see you right back here at 10 o'clock. And the score will be after us if you miss sports.
Amazing race in Germany. Experience the ultimate free fall. A new Amazing Race CBS tonight.
This is your city. You're enormously proud of it. And these people had done this on Patriots' Day.
It certainly made me resolve to find these people quickly and to hold them accountable.
You were going to get them.
Yeah, I was.
He was explaining how the Bible is a cheap copy of the Quran and how it's used for the American government as an excuse to invade other countries.